Social media has transformed how we consume information. In the past, we relied on newspapers, television, and radio to stay informed. Now, with just a few taps on our smartphones, we have access to a vast array of information from around the world. It has democratized knowledge sharing, allowing anyone with an internet connection to share their thoughts and ideas. However, this democratization has a dark side. Social media has also become a breeding ground for misinformation, where false information can spread unchecked. Fake news spreads like wildfire, often faster than the truth. This rapid dissemination of false information can have serious consequences, influencing public opinion and even swaying elections. This misinformation poses a significant threat to democracies worldwide, eroding trust in institutions and fueling polarization among communities. People are increasingly divided, with each side believing their version of the truth. The spread of misinformation is a complex issue with no easy solutions. It involves a tangled web of social, technological, and psychological factors that make it difficult to address. It is fueled by a combination of factors, including algorithms that prioritize engagement over accuracy, which means sensational or controversial content is more likely to be promoted. The decline of traditional media has also played a role, as fewer people turn to established news sources for their information. Additionally, the human tendency to believe information that confirms our existing biases makes us more susceptible to misinformation. We are more likely to accept and share information that aligns with our preconceptions, regardless of its accuracy. Few figures have been more associated with online misinformation and controversy than former President Donald Trump. His presence on social media was both influential and polarizing. Throughout his presidency, Trump frequently used Twitter and other platforms to spread falsehoods, attack opponents, and sow discord. His tweets often made headlines and sparked debates across the nation. In the wake of the January 6th Capitol riot, Twitter, Facebook, and other social media companies took the unprecedented step of banning Trump from their platforms. This decision was seen as a significant moment in the history of social media regulation. These bans were met with mixed reactions. Some people felt a sense of relief, believing it was a necessary action to prevent further violence and misinformation. Some praised the move as necessary to protect democracy, arguing that Trump's rhetoric had become too dangerous to be left unchecked, while others criticized it as censorship, raising concerns about free speech and the power of tech companies to silence political figures. The debate over this decision continues to shape discussions about the role of social media in public discourse. Despite being banned from mainstream social media, Trump has remained active online. He has leveraged alternative platforms like Truth Social to circumvent the bans and continue spreading his message to supporters. Trump has also relied on direct communication with his supporters. He regularly sends out email blasts and text messages, bypassing traditional media and social media gatekeepers. This direct communication allows him to control his narrative and mobilize his base. Section 4. The Tightrope of Content Moderation. The efforts to curb misinformation on social media highlight the challenges of content moderation. Social media companies are under increasing pressure to remove harmful content, but they also face accusations of censorship and political bias. The question of how to balance free speech with the need to protect users from harm is complex. There is no one-size-fits-all solution, and social media companies are constantly grappling with how to moderate content effectively and fairly. Section 5. Experts weigh in. Experts on misinformation and social media warn that the problem is far from solved. They argue that social media companies need to do more to combat the spread of misinformation, including being more transparent about their algorithms and taking stronger action against repeat offenders. Some experts also emphasize the need for media literacy education. By teaching people how to identify and critically evaluate information online, they can be better equipped to discern truth from falsehood. Section 6. The high stakes of misinformation. The spread of misinformation on social media has real-world consequences. It can influence elections, incite violence, and create widespread panic. False information can spread like wildfire, reaching millions within minutes. This can lead to people distrusting credible news sources, causing confusion and chaos. It can also fuel protests and civil unrest, further destabilizing societies. The stakes are high, and addressing this issue is crucial for the health of democracies worldwide. Misinformation doesn't just affect one country, it has global implications, impacting international relations and public opinion. The fight against misinformation requires a multifaceted approach involving governments, social media companies, and individuals. Governments need to implement regulations, tech companies must develop better algorithms to detect false information, and individuals should be more critical of the content they consume and share. It is a shared responsibility to ensure that social media is a space for open and informed discourse, where people can engage in meaningful conversations and share accurate information, not a breeding ground for falsehoods and division. By working together, we can create a healthier, more informed online environment that benefits everyone.